Pray silence for the Chairman of the Organising Committee and Trustee of the Royal Air Force Museum, Mr. Alan Spence.
Chief of the Air Staff, Mr. Mayor, Your Excellency, veterans of the Battle of Britain, my lords, Minister, ladies and gentlemen, I bid you all a very warm welcome to our nation's magnificent Royal Air Force Museum and to this very special gala dinner, which marks the commencement of a summer of commemorations of the Battle of Britain in this, its 70th year. The Battle of Britain was a pivotal and defining moment in world history and in the history of the Royal Air Force. We have, of course, long recognized this here at the Royal Air Force Museum, where we have the Battle of Britain Hall containing the world's finest collection of Battle of Britain aircraft, memorabilia, artifacts. And you'll be delighted to know that this has been gleamingly upgraded, refreshed and re-choreographed to mark the 70th anniversary. Moreover, the museum has this year established a Battle of Britain Fighting Fund so that we can continue promoting the Battle of Britain as an enduring reminder to future generations not only of what might have been lost in the event of failure, but what can be achieved when a whole country pulls together. I would also like to take a moment to thank Mr. Terry Smith and the Sir Keith Park Memorial Campaign for donating the statue of Sir Keith Park, the man who saved London, following its tenure of the 4th plinth in Trafalgar Square. From today, this magnificent statue is on display in our rejuvenated Battle of Britain Hall. Ladies and gentlemen, on this very day, the 13th day of May, 70 years ago, as the Nazi panzer columns raced unstoppably through the Low Countries and northern France, Winston Churchill delivered his first speech to the House of Commons as Britain's new Prime Minister. "All I have to offer you," he declared, "is blood, toil, tears, and sweat." The Battle of Britain was about to begin, and upon that battle depended the fate of British freedom, European freedom, and indeed, as Churchill himself put it, whether the world would descend into the abyss of a new dark age. Well, the Battle of Britain was won. It was won with guts and determination and courage and technical genius. It was won with national effort, togetherness, unity, and sacrifice. 1940 was a summer for all summers, a summer for all time, when the ordinary became extraordinary, when the impossible became achievable, and hope and spirit and freedom triumphed over darkness and tyranny. Indeed, the origins of the freedoms which we have today are buried deep in the blood and the toil and the tears and the sweat of the summer of 1940, the summer of the Battle of Britain. As the home front became the battlefront, the conflict enveloped everyone, the many. But it was, of course, the pilots of Fighter Command, immortalized for all time by Churchill as the few, who came to epitomize the bravery, the relentlessness, and the courage of a nation and a people facing the prospect of destruction. Now, 70 years on, the few are sadly very few. Many died in the battle, many later in the war, and then the passing years steadily took their inevitable toll. But there are some still with us. And ladies and gentlemen, there are 12 of them here tonight as our honored guests. I want you to listen to this roll of honor in silent reflection, and then I would like you to rise as one to salute them. To salute them, the few, and an entire generation of Royal Air Force men and women who, backed by a united country, turned the course of history. Flight Lieutenant Owen Burns, Wing Commander Paul Farnes, Flight Lieutenant Bill Green, Squadron Leader Tony Iverson, Wing Commander Terry Kane, Flight Lieutenant Keith Lawrence, Wing Commander Tom Neal, Squadron Leader Tony Pickering, Squadron Leader Nigel Rose, Flight Lieutenant William Walker, Squadron Leader Jeffrey Wellham, Flying Officer Ken Wilkinson. I invite you all to rise and salute them.